beautiful angels. How are you? I hope you guys are doing super well. I hope you all are happy, healthy, and thriving in the beginning of this new year. We are almost through the first month of the new year. So I hope you guys have been hitting your goals and whatever your what are they called? Like the goals you have for the year. There's a word that I'm looking for, but it's like completely blanking my mind right now. New year intentions. No, that's not it. Whatever. I hope you guys are just doing whatever you wanted to do throughout this year so far and are just having, a good month and, whatever. I have been really kind of like prioritizing my mental health and things like that. I've really spent these last few weeks trying to really prioritize my own mental health and kind of be there for myself in a way that I really haven't been. I've kind of really never put that focus so much on myself. I feel like I've just kind of thrown my own self under the bus and kind of pushed away everything that I've been feeling for the sake of other people or everyone else. But I kind of just finally learned that I need to prioritize my own health too. And I just kind of been taking a lot of time for myself and just kind of getting myself back into a good place because I don't really like being, obviously nobody does, but I really just don't like being in a bad place mentally. I really try to just honestly stresses me out really because but then I kind of push myself too hard to get out of it, and then I or I do something drastic and just I don't know. So I just really have been focusing on myself and finding myself and learning things about myself along the process to really kind of get in a better headspace. Kind of what I'm going to talk about today is why I've been doing that. So the past few months before this, I have been really secretly kind of struggling with my eating disorder again. I felt like I had a really good handle on it the past few years, and then recently kind of went down again and really found myself slipping into bad habits and just kind of really being basically my own worst critic, which I always kind of am, but more than usual. To the point where it was affecting my eating again. And see what happens when you get stuck in that cycle is that you don't eat and then your stomach kind of starts to shrink again, and then you can't handle a lot of food at once. And then not only that, but then if you do ever eat normal, obviously you're going to bloat like crazy because your body is not used to that influx of food. So then you kind of hate the way you look whenever you eat, so then it makes you want to eat less and less and less and less and less, and you kind of get stuck in that cycle. And that's where I was really down bad in that cycle, eating half a meal a day type shit and surviving off that. And it's just super unhealthy. I felt so weak, and I literally was sleeping all the time. I was getting sick all the time too. I would get a cold, and then I would get healthy, and then I would get another cold because my body was not being nourished properly, and I wasn't taking care of myself. So therefore my body was shutting down basically because it didn't know and especially with the cold, I was never warm. I was cold all the time, and I was just constantly just in a mess of disarray, And I've really been working on that the past couple weeks. I wanted to work on it and kind of get myself in a better place before I really started talking about it. I know that I kind of mentioned that I was struggling with eating because of my seasonal depression, and that's literally what I thought it was. Because I think it did definitely affect it, but then it kind of it was a snowball effect. I feel being the seasonal depression was kicking my ass super hard, and then I was losing my appetite because of it. And then I started fiending off of that. I was ooh, I really like the way I look. I feel so good. I feel I'm my body looks exactly how I want it to look. But I wasn't doing it healthily, and that's the biggest thing is health. And, when you're dealing with your weight or your body, if you're not doing things healthily, it's not good for you. And then basically I started like getting, like I said, getting sick all the time. I was sleeping all the time. Like I literally like would work, come home from work, sleep, wake up, get ready for bed, go back to sleep, and then go back to work. Like that's literally what I was doing. And I would like pick up shifts like crazy. Like I'd always be like looking for shifts, begging people for shifts so that I could work all the time. Because if I'm working, even though I work at a restaurant, and like sometimes like, I don't know, just like seeing people eat was like grossing me out. So like being at work all the time like helped me not want to eat, because I would like watch people like eat and it would like gross me out. So then I would like lose my appetite, like if I ever did get hungry from the food. Or I would like order like, or I would just like eat like off of other people, like so they would like order something and then like not finish it, and I would have like a few bites and I'd be like full. You know, so I was like doing that for a while, which also not good, but that's what I was like doing. And I kind of really realized it was a problem like when I went home for Christmas and I was like eating like normally, like eating like how people like should eat, and I couldn't, like I physically, like my body was like I was so like sick, and I was like to the like, but it was just like all in my head too, I think. I don't know, it was just like I physically didn't know how to like handle like all that food, and like I would get like, it would either like I would throw it up, or like I would like get really bad, like just get really, really sick. You know, if you're catching my drift. And that's kind of like when I started to realize that it was getting pretty bad, and I did need to do something about it. So that's like the past like month I've been kind of really working on that, trying to eat more throughout the day. Obviously, since I really was so harsh on my body the past few months, like it's been really hard to eat a lot at one time. So I'm kind of like really like eating like small amounts throughout the day and making sure that I'm like at least trying to get 3 meals consistently, even if it's not full meals, even if it's just like a tiny meal, because I do want to be healthy and I do want to be you know, like good. I don't want to be struggling with this again. And obviously it's something that's like we've talked about before, that it's not really something that ever really kind like goes away. It's just something that you kind of like learn to get a handle on, just like anxiety, just like depression, really like any like mental, you know, illness. It is a disorder. It is something that, you know, you can heal within yourself, but that doesn't mean it always like won't be in the back of your mind or won't affect you in life ever. You know, it's something that's always kind of going to be there with you, and you just have to learn to like I said, get a handle on it and find like a healthy balance within yourself. And I feel the best that I have felt about my body in so long. Like I've been like doing little workouts like here and there just to build up my strength, and also just to like define my body in a way where like I can show my brain, because like it's really just like a chemical imbalance in your brain, any like mental illness, disorder, whatever, just to show my brain that I can eat normally and still look and feel as good as I felt when I was like limiting myself and like not eating. So like that's like why I've been like really like trying to like prioritize working out and getting in a workout like as much, you know, as a week I can, and not in an unhealthy way, because I really don't like working out. So really like all I do to like work out is like I literally try to like run, like I'm in a job where I can like walk around a lot, so that kind of like, oh, my arm is really, really sore, so I'm like rubbing it, but it's kind of nice because I work in a restaurant, so I can like walk around as much as I want. So I like really kind of like prioritize that, and really kind of like never like let myself like sit super still. So that really helps. But honestly, I just kind of like do abs. Like I do stretches, like yoga and like yoga stretches and stuff, and then I do abs every like other night or every third night, or basically like whenever I kind of like not tired. But I'll like do that, and like I said, I really just feel like kind of the best I have felt in weeks. And as I kind of like briefly talked about it in my last episode, that I've been microdosing on shrooms, so that I feel like also has kind of been having a really positive impact on me as well. So between like eating getting good eating habits again, doing little workouts, because working out is healthy if you do it in a healthy way. Like, you know, a lot of people with eating disorders kind of like abuse working out, but like working out in a healthy way. So eating properly, working out in a healthy way, and the microdosing, I feel like kind of all have been like all like contributing to like me getting better these past few weeks, and really kind of working on my own health and stuff like that. So it's been really quite a journey, and I didn't want to like come on here until I felt that I was getting better, because I would just like record episodes and like pick apart myself, because I have to edit it. Like I have to like, you know, sometimes I like sneeze or like cough and I like have to edit those out, or sometimes I like, you know, stutter, or like what I'm doing right now, and I have to like, you know, edit those out and make sure that there's like, you know, sometimes the cats will come in and fuck up with shit like while I'm in the middle of it, you know, so I have to rewatch these. It's not like I can just like, there are times like I can record it and not have to edit anything and just post it right away, but most of the time I do have to like edit things and just like, you know, edit things out, or like be like, oh, I didn't really like that I talked about that, so like take it out of the episode, it doesn't really relate, you know, whatever. So sometimes I have to like edit it and rewatch it. So like I would like rewatch these and like edit and like constantly critique myself and just like pick apart the way that I looked, and I just like didn't feel like physically like beautiful, and like mentally I didn't feel beautiful, and I just was struggling really like hard these past few weeks, and I just really wanted to like kind of like get a handle like on myself before I kind of like came in front of you guys and really kind of like talked about it, because I knew I wanted to talk about this, and I've been wanting to talk about like my eating issues that I've been having. I just wanted to make sure that I was good, or like at least better than what I was, because I didn't want to like sit here and try to give advice about it and talk about it when I knew like what I was doing. You know, it's just kind of like an addict like going to like you know, like an alcoholic like at a bar telling people to like that they shouldn't be drinking. You know, it's just like a pot like calling the, what is it, like a pot calling the kettle black. I don't know, some like old saying. You know what I'm trying to say though? Like I just didn't feel like I could really come in front of you guys and really talk about it until I felt like I had like a handle on it. So I've been working on it, and it's been going really well. I physically feel a lot better. I haven't been sleeping very well lately, and I don't know if it's just because like I was sleeping like so much and now my body is like completely caught up on sleep, or what it is. Obviously my anxiety has been really bad. I mean, like it always is, but lately has been worse than usual. So like I feel like that also might have a lot to do with it, because I feel like I can fall asleep, but then I like wake up in the middle of the night, and then I can't fall back to sleep. I think the train scared him. But so yeah, that's like also something I've been like really struggling with, is, you know, like sleeping. So like I was like sleeping too much, and now I'm not really like sleeping enough, I don't think. So kind of trying to like get to the root of, see, I'm gonna have to edit this out. Trying to get to like the root cause of that, like what's really like causing that. And I just think it's just like a lot of like my anxiety and overthinking, and yeah, really that's all it is. I have just been like trying to like put my phone down like you know, before trying to go to bed, because that can really like affect your sleep, because of like the brightness on the phone and stuff really can affect it. So just like that's really nice about Apple is they have like, I mean, I'm sure not like saying Androids don't, but I know for sure, because I don't have an Android, but I know for sure Apple has like the nighttime mode. So like after a certain time, the screen will like go to like a darker, like almost like an orangey tint, so it can kind of like your eyes will like help, like it's supposed to like help with your sleep or something. But just like even though they have that feature, it's definitely still important to kind of like learn to put your phone down before going to bed, especially if you are having trouble sleeping, because there are a lot of links to our, you know, technology devices affecting sleep and stuff. So just being mindful of that. So kind of like trying to figure out like what's been going on with that. Obviously, like I don't know if it's like because like I went from like not eating to like eating like properly again, that like it looked like in the camera like someone was behind me. So like I also not wearing my glasses, so like I'm like kind of like blind without them. So like it was, I think it was just like that towel right there that like in like that split second I thought like someone was behind me. I was really scared. Anyways, I totally lost my train of thought. So I don't know if it's like because I like went back to like I'm like eating properly again, and like I have all this like energy now from like eating, so like that's why I'm not sleeping. I don't know, it's just, there's just a lot like going on up here all the fucking time, so it's like hard to just really kind of like distinguish it to like one thing, you know. But yeah, so just been working on that and kind of like finding healthy ways to like really deal with it. Obviously, like it's hard. Like you guys know, I'm not really good at talking about like things with other people. I'm kind of like the rock for everyone. So then like when I'm going through stuff, like I don't really like know how to like be like, help me. Just because I've just never really been that kind of person. I feel like I've always been like the rock for other people. And I just feel like I don't like when people worry about me. You know, I realized that like I opened up to someone a few months ago when I was like going through my like really bad like really bad like really dark time when I was like really struggling to kind of really like be here and stay like keep myself alive, you know. And I like opened up to someone about that, and I immediately regretted it because I like got so annoyed, like, which is stupid. Like I should be grateful, you know, that people care and they want to be there for me. But I ended up getting really annoyed with the constant, how are you? Like, how are you doing? Like, and like I said, I should be grateful that there are people that care enough to really ask. But also, like, it was, like, too much. Like, it was, like, to the point where it was, like, even if I looked sad, they'd be like, are you okay? What's going on? And I'd be like, dude, I just am just fucking thinking. Like, it was, like, overwhelming, like, having, like, knowing that, like, that someone was, like, worried about me, like, that much. You know what I mean? Like, so then it made me, like, I feel like it just sent me, like, 2 steps backwards, and now it makes me, like, never want to open up to, like, anyone again. Because it was, like, hovering. It was like too much, where I was like, whoa, like chill the fuck out. Like I'm fucking good. Like I was just really down bad and I opened up to you, and now I like completely regret it because now you're not leaving me the fuck alone. And like I said, I know that sounds so bad, but like when you're not in a good mental place, or you're like working on being in a better mental place, and like someone is like constantly just like, when I'm not used to that, like I'm not used to like people being like that because I don't open up to people and because I don't really like let people be there for me. I kind of like to go through everything myself. But because of that, like I'm not used to like someone like knowing and like hovering that much like in my life, and like actually like knowing that I'm not good and like trying to be there for me. And like I feel like that like kind of like just showed me that like this is why I don't tell people things, because I don't like when people worry about me. I literally don't. I literally hate knowing that there are people like worried about me, or like anybody who's like thinking, you know, like, or constantly like blowing me up and just being like, are you good? Are you okay? Like what's going on? Da 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 da. Like it's like, shut up. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Like I opened up to you in a moment of weakness. I was very drunk, and like now I just like completely like regret it because you're not leaving, like you're not, I don't know. I realized that like maybe dealing with things on my own is just better for me, because like I got like so annoyed with like this person like being there for me and like being worried about me, and it's just, that sounds so dark and selfish. But I don't know like how, like I just like don't know how else to describe it. Like I felt like it was just like overwhelming, and like having to like play a part in front of this person all the time. Because even if I like looked sad for like a second at work, or like would be in my head, they'd be like, what's wrong? And it's like, fucking nothing. Literally nothing. Like, or even if something was wrong, it's like, I don't want to talk about it right now. Like, obviously I'm at work to kind of like distract myself from what's going on. So like, I don't want to talk about it right now. Like, you know, and that's just another problem, you know, like with opening up to people is they kind of like, you know, you open up and then they like always like kind of want to know things, and then it's just like, I don't really like that either. So I don't know, I feel like maybe like you know, having people that are there for you is definitely important, but like sometimes like if you're just like a person that really does like to kind of like handle things on your own, then it's like it can be really hard to like open up to people and like have that, you know, in the back of your mind, like always knowing that that person is like paying attention and watching. It's just like almost so overwhelming and annoying. In a loving way. That's what I mean. Like, I don't mean it in like a bitchy way. I just mean like, it was just like overwhelming because like I was trying to get better, and I feel like constantly talking about it and really like putting light to it was kind of like making it not get better. And I was really kind of like, stop bringing it up because I just want to get better. And it's like every time I feel like I would like get brought up and like really talk about it, I feel like it would just like make it worse and set me back again. So then I was just like, well, fuck, like please stop bringing it up, you know? And yeah, so I don't know. I've just been really like kind of like doing it on myself, like doing it with myself right now, working on my relationship with myself and just kind of really like being there for myself and just kind of like not isolating myself because I'm still hanging out with people, I'm still being around people. I'm just really not like opening up to people. I just like, I feel like a lot of people that are super close to me like really have no idea like how bad it really got for a while. Especially with, you know, unless like with my depression and with my eating disorder, because I can play a part really fucking well. Like I can, like it's like I feel like when it comes to like my mental health, I have similar. I mean, like I like used to struggle with addiction, so I feel like that has a lot to do with it. I can kind of really play a part super well to like make it seem like I'm fucking good, and I can make it seem like everything's fine. And yeah, it's so I feel like that, and that's like another part I want to talk about is having an addictive personality, and what that can kind of mean when it comes to like even just like it's more than just drugs. When you have an addictive personality, it's everything. Everything is addictive. You know, music can be addictive. Fucking food, dude. Oh my god, like that was something that I realized like when I was like trying to force myself to like eat properly again, was that I had to get whatever I was craving. Like if I really, really wanted, like, for example, say I really, really wanted Culver's. If I tried to eat anything that wasn't what I was craving, like I physically like could not eat it. And it would just taste disgusting. Even it'd be like one of like my second favorite meals. So then I had to like go and get fucking Culver's and like make sure that I would like eat it, you know? So that was like something that I feel like kind of relates to like my addictive personality, is like that it can like be more than just drugs. Like it can be food, it can be people, it can be, you know, so like when you lose, like, you know, when you're working on those things, like you got to really like follow through with that. So like that was like something that I found really interesting about myself while I was going through this process, is that addictive personality also applies to food. So, you know, if you like literally physically so annoying. Like I would literally be like eating and I'd be like, this is not Culver's, so this fucking sucks. And like, that's so dumb. Like, like I hate my brain sometimes. Like really, I do. It's really annoying. TBH. But yeah. So addictive personalities, like I said, it can be anything. It can be drugs. Obviously, that's like the main one that everyone thinks. But it can be food, people, feelings, like being addicted to a feeling, which that kind of like relates to the drug aspect, is like you mainly, it's not like you get physically addicted to the drug itself. It's like the feeling that drug gives you, or like maybe the feeling that it doesn't give you. You know, that's when I like was having a really hard time when I was having a like a really like bad phase, was like I was not in a good headspace, you know. I was really like, you know, down bad, and I just didn't, I was feeling so much, and I didn't want to feel anymore. And that's when I like turned to drugs, because it was like, specifically my drug of choice was Xanax, and it was nice because I like it, like you feel nothing. And it's like, now that is like scary to me, because like I kind of got to a point where I was like, I would rather feel everything than nothing. So that's good, because I like don't like that feeling of nothing. I felt like an empty, like broken shell of a human. I didn't even feel human. I didn't even feel like happy. I didn't feel sad. I literally just felt nothing. And I just felt like, and that started to like scare me too. So then that's kind of like why I kind of like got myself out of it before it got like really, really bad. And like my counselor at school like wanted me to go to rehab, because she was really like worried, because I had like just got kicked out of school or whatever. But yeah, like you get addicted to that feeling. So it's like, as an addicted personality, like there's always these like feelings that you get addicted to, which is like, can be like, you know, sex. It can be like literally a feeling of anything that's like a good feeling that like you just like get attached to, like you can get addicted to. You can get addicted to like how it feels like being around another person. You can get addicted to like any, like I said, literally anything. And that's like the scary part of having and like no, like, but being self-aware, like knowing you have an addictive personality kind of like can really like help you. Like the first step of, you know, really kind of like getting better is being aware, you know. And that's how like I kind of like realized my eating disorder was getting bad. And obviously like when I can feel myself like getting addicted to something, really kind of like stepping back and be like, whoa, all right, chill the fuck out. Like you know, when I was getting addicted to that feeling of like not eating as well, because I was like getting addicted to like how my body looked, and I was like, I love this, you know. But it wasn't gonna last forever, you know, because eventually I was gonna like, you know, start, because like when you stop eating, like, you know, there's like things, your body shuts down, your organs, your skin tone like changes, like colors, you like physically look ill, because you are. You can start losing your hair, you can start losing your teeth, literally all of the above. So yeah, I didn't want that to happen. My skin, which is like crazy, because I feel like people like always like to, like my skin was getting really bad too, and that's when like because I wasn't even drinking like water, like I wasn't even hydrating myself, because I felt like water was like bloating me too. So that was really bad. But yeah, I feel like the first like step to really getting better with anything is always just being self-aware. So obviously like knowing I have an addictive personality, and not like trying to deny it or not trying to pretend like I don't, really kind of like helps me realize, and it kind of helps me like keep myself on track. Like when I feel myself getting addicted to something, I'm just kind of like, all right, take a step fucking back, and like learning how to like navigate through it. It's not easy, because you can like get addicted to everything and anything, you know. You go through these like phases where it's like, oh, like even just something as little as like, it can be healthy addictions too. Like having addictive personality is not always super negative, but like it can be. But like for example, like, oh, watching a show can be addictive, or like, you know, you like think about it, like obsess over it until like, you know, you finish it. Like there's like little things that like can be like considered for addictive personalities that aren't necessarily bad. It's just like making sure you're like self-aware is probably like the biggest, like most important thing of it all, to be honest. So just finding that self-awareness within yourself and just really kind of like keeping your handle on that. And like when you feel yourself getting like too addicted to something, or if it, especially if it's like an unhealthy thing, you know, you really kind of like want to get a handle on it before it kind of gets really bad. So like having an addictive personality is something that I just really like do feel like it's just something you just have or you don't. Like it's not, I don't like necessarily like know if it's something, I don't necessarily know if it's something that you can like develop. Like I mean, maybe, but I feel like you just like have an addictive personality or like you don't. Like, I don't think it has like, you know, it's like, I really do believe that, because I've like seen it firsthand where like people can just like do like, I guess like specifically like drugs, like can do drugs and like don't get addicted, like addictive drugs and like not get addicted. And then there's people that like literally physically can't like do it once and they're like fucking hooked. So it really is just like, I think like something in our brains, honestly, like you either have that like thing or you don't. So just learning to like navigate through that and really kind of like, you know, being just self-aware like makes such a difference, especially with everything in life, you know, and making sure that you're like not catching yourself slipping. So if you are someone or you know someone who's struggling with an eating disorder, an addictive, just like something with like something like relating to addictive personality, anyone to talk to, obviously I say this all the time, but I'm always gonna say it. My DMs are always open for you guys to reach out, and like if you need someone to talk to, if you like want like or want to talk about someone else, like I'm always here to give advice and kind of like help through that. Because I love helping other people. Like I love being there for other people. I love like, just because I'm not good at like letting other people be there for me, like it's just because I like to be there for other people. So that's like, you know, like yeah, whatever. So if you are struggling or know someone who's struggling and they need someone to talk to, that they just don't feel like comfortable talking to anyone else in their like personal life, like my DMs are always open. Everything is linked below for ways to get a hold of me. Email, Instagram, whatever your preferred method is of communication. So that's there for you guys as always. If there's anything more relating to these topics that you want to hear about, please leave a comment, or you can reach out and let me know. Or if there is a comment or a topic that you want me to talk about on the podcast, I would love to do that for you guys. So also comment or reach out, let me know. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. And thank you so much for tuning in. I do apologize for my listeners that I haven't really been the best, but just know that I am really working on, like, this is like a goal for me, is like to get back on track and really kind of like get back on track of like posting every week and like release an episode. It's just like I was just really focused like on myself for the first time in like a really long time. So I do apologize that it's been a few weeks since I uploaded, but just know that like I'm working on being the best that I can be for you guys so that I can be consistent again with uploading and really kind of, you know, be there for you guys, because if I'm not good mentally, I can't really help people. So I really had to like learn that and like stop doing episodes even though I wasn't good, because it was just counteracting itself. It wasn't doing anything for anyone else. So yeah, just really kind of like focusing on myself for you guys. But thank you so much for tuning in this week, and I will see you guys next week. And I love you all so much. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week, and I love you guys. And sending love and light to you all. Bye.